Islam. First, I give praise to Allah, the great God of the universe. I give honor to His holy and divine Prophet Noble Drew Ali. I give honor to the National Grand Sheikh, Brother R. Jones Bey, and to his assistant, Brother P. Chase Ill. I give honor to all national, state, and local officials of the Morrish Science Temple of America. I give honor to our media team. Thank you so much for all the work that you do for us. I give honor to my sisters on the panel. I give honor to my eldest sister who stood her stuff during the time of, situation with my mom. She handled it very, very well. I want to give her honors for that. She's tuning in tonight. And I give honors to you, the viewers. Welcome back to another episode of Girl Talk, Real Talk, Morris Talk. Tonight's topic is what is health to the body, even that is honesty to the soul. What does healthy living look like to you? I am Sister N. Greer Ill, Table 71, Washington, D.C.
Islam, Islam, Islam. I like to rise and give all praises to Allah, honor to His holy and divine Prophet Noble Jarleen, honors to each and every one of you, honors to my sisters on the panel, honors to the leadership of the War Science Temple of America, honors to our viewers, honors to each and every one of you, Islam. This is Sister Tiffany Hopkins Bay, coming out of Temple number 11, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Islam.
In Islam, I'm Sister A. Ramanel Bay. First, I give praise to the great God, Allah. I give honor to our holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali. And I give honor to my sisters, to all of our officials, and to everyone that is with us to have this wonderful conversation today. Peace.
Islam.
Islam.
So tonight's topic is what is health to the body, even that is honesty to the soul. What does healthy living look like to you? So, what is the purpose for health? For healthy living?
Um, hmm. So can you rephrase that just because I'm trying to figure out is that the question that's on our because I was going with that one in my mind first. So I want to see if they're the same but are they just worded different.
This is one of my questions. What
Mhm.
is the purpose of health? What is the purpose of healthy living?
Okay, so praise a lot. The purpose of healthy living is to pop well to be healthy, to be youthful, to try to be take care of the body, take care of the mind, take care of you so that you may be um good to yourself but good to others and last maybe a little bit longer here on earth.
Praise Allah.
My response. Praise Allah.
Praise Allah.
Islam, I'd say the purpose of healthy living is about um, nourishing and loving yourself here and out, your spirit, your physical, so that there's love and vibrancy that comes from you. You know, when something is healthy, when something,
Hmm.
I think about a piece of fruit. When
It's
you
been
have
nurtured.
an orange that's vibrant and healthy, it's at its optimal best. It has the most vitamins and nutritious, and it tastes
Right.
good. And
Hmm.
then when you got one that's been around and didn't get enough water, or if you grew a plant a little tart, or maybe the soil wasn't right, and so it's maybe it doesn't taste good. It may look good, but it doesn't taste good, or it withers away because it didn't get what it needed. And to me,
Mhm.
that's a part of healthy living, is so that you're at your optimal best.
Right.
Um, to partner with the Father God Allah. Peace.
Islam. I would say that the purpose of healthy living is so many purposes, um, but it is to preserve, you know, your well-being, your host of the spirit. Is to preserve it. Um, we know that Allah gives us life as a blessing, and He shortens to make it even more so. But what we do in between also counts.
Mm-hmm.
And the purpose for me is having a healthy body, having a healthy living. The purpose of it is to get back to Allah.
Mm-hmm.
Praise Allah.
You guys, the next question.
Um, Give me 1 second. Okay, so I can go with the next one. How does your physical health impact your mental health?
And so, I mean, I think it goes in many ways hand to hand, and they're interchangeable sometimes for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when I'm physically feeling my best, I can think clearer. I'm doing the things that I believe I need to do. I'm trying to keep that moment happening. Um, I definitely think, I mean, I think the prophet even says like you sometimes we perceive the slightest malady. So, when you get that little paper cut, that's all you feel is that paper cut burn. You forget everything else. But when you are in your best health, you feel um to me, it gives me everything I need to not worry about. And then it's supporting the mental. And I think of it as the reverse, because sometimes when you're mentally distraught or mentally frustrated about something, sometimes it shows up physically,
Hmm. Hmm.
for you. I know that when going through stressful moments and times, I clench my teeth. I clench
Hmm.
my teeth at night, and it is nothing wrong with my teeth. It was just that it was that mental rumination that's happening that's making me in a high state of stress that shows
Mm-hmm.
up physically for me. So I know it's for me, it's connected.
Right.
Peace.
That's Sister, can you repeat your question, please?
Yes, it was. How does your mental health impact your physical health?
How very noticeable for me. Um, like Sister was saying, well, it varies because when things appear to be great or when things are great, um, my my body reacts to such. I'm moving better. And honestly, my body really uh, determines most days how my mental state will be in my current position, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Also, when I'm going through, I know I have the experience of when I work out, I get through a session of something without realizing I had been doing it for 30 minutes or 45 minutes. Um, I have to choose what I want to hold on to in the moment. That will determine my mental state.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it depends on what am I entertaining. When I'm tired, it shows. I too, Sister Reverend off Bay grind my teeth, and I grind my teeth in the daytime. I have to wear a night guard, you know. So yeah, peace.
Mm. It happens, baby.
Praise the Lord. So I would definitely say that um I think mental health and physical health go hand in hand. Um I think that you can't have one without the other. Because I feel like the mind the body, directs the flesh to do certain things. Um, and with your body not being able to do certain things, that affects your mind. So I
Hmm.
think it's like a revolving circle. Um, I feel like we you have to have the mental know-how, the mental thoughts to say this is what I need to do.
Hmm.
This is what
Hmm.
I should be doing. You know what I mean? That all comes
Mm.
from your mind. Um,
Hmm.
and the blessing is even though your body will feel certain things, for instance, if your stomach is hurting because maybe you ate something that was too greasy or not that well, you know what I mean, not prepared well, whatever the case may be. It's going to tell your mind how you're feeling. So it's like they work hand in hand. Um, and so I feel like your mental health is super important because to be in your proper frame of mind in order to deal with certain things. Of course, if you were not in your proper frame of mind, for instance, and told your body to do something that was not good for you or anyone else. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like you have to have a certain level of um mental preparedness in order to get the body in tune in order to for it to do what it needs to do.
That's
And
right.
how praise Allah for that, how honest the prophet, because I
Mm-hmm.
pretty much learned that from our holy Quran, the
That's
Most
right.
High of America. It was like it was many different things where it talks about um your mind and your body and just a lot of different things. And it was like, wow, once you sit down and meditate on that, it's like, praise Allah. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's not just some outside entity telling me what to do. No, it's Allah guiding me to be in tune
Mm-hmm.
with
Mm.
my spirit and is getting me to know and recognize me, studying myself. So praise Allah for that.
Praise Allah. Sister, you made a valid point. Also, when you when your body is at a challenging state,
Hmm.
that should tell you sit down, relax.
Yes.
It's okay. Y'all met up. I believe it was last weekend. We were supposed to all meet up in Philly
Mm.
Yeah.
last weekend, and I missed out on that event. I really wanted to be with you sisters, but my body said, if you take me out of here, I'm going to embarrass you. I promise you. So I
Mm.
said, I hear you, sis. So I laid it down. Yeah.
You know
Mhm.
what?
Praise Allah.
Praise Allah. And I'm pretty sure that, and we are all in three different areas, that as sisters, as women, as mothers, we have all had that experience of your body is going to embarrass you if you don't sit down.
Mhm.
We all
Mhm.
have, because we do so many things. We keep
Mhm.
going and going, even when
Mhm.
we probably shouldn't.
Mhm.
The mind has told you that your body is tired, and we
Mhm.
disobeyed, we ignored, and we just was like, just one more. We can
Mhm.
Mhm.
do one or two more
Mhm.
things. I just gotta. No, you should have sat down 10 things ago.
That's right.
Praise
You.
Allah. Um, that's
Yeah.
is what we do, and praise Allah for that, because at times I know, praise Allah for those coming out of being hard headed and stiff necked. I am definitely still one of those when it comes to my body, listening to my body. I know things that I'm not supposed to do. I know things that, I need to be doing better. I live near a high school that has like this huge field, and you see people walking around it every day. And I'm like, I just want to be able to get time and an opportunity to take a morning stroll.
Mhm.
Like watching the sun come up, that is one of the most beautiful things. Or watching the sun go down is one of the most beautiful things. And
So.
so where the school is, you have like the perfect view of seeing it, because you can see the whole city in the distance, the skyline. And I'm like, I just want to be out here one morning with peace and be able to do
Mhm.
that. And I'm going to
Mhm.
I'm going to get to that. I'm going to do that one day.
Praise Allah.
And I know I should be doing it more often, because it's something that I need to do for health reasons, but
Mm.
also because I find it so peaceful. And that's a part of the mental health. Like you can be getting your physical health at the same time you working on your mental health too,
Mhm.
because you
Mhm.
can be at peace. You can be, resting in a sense of resting your thoughts, in tune with your own thoughts, in tune with
Absolutely.
you. People, I know me, I don't get that often. and it's something that I crave, just to have those moments of silence, being in your own thoughts, being able to meditate. That's important. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
It's when you was talking about that, it made me think about in our chapter religion,
Mm-hmm.
and it says, and in the laws he hath ordained as the rule of life, so kindly hath he united thy duty to thy nature, that obedience to his precepts is happiness to thyself.
Mm-hmm.
And what I took from that is, sometimes the things that we need to take care of, the duty of taking care of yourself, it, he's telling you to do it. It's your
Mm-hmm.
duty to do it, and if you do it, there's happiness.
Right.
He aligns your happiness. There's a sense of happiness when you have the opportunity. Maybe it's to take a walk because your body needs to walk so that you can slow down and come back into tune with your spirit.
Yeah.
Maybe it's to clear your mind of the thoughts of the concerns. Maybe it's to meditate.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the thing is that you're being called to do or the spirit is telling you to do, if you listen to it and you follow it, he says he brings happiness to it. And I know that feeling. Sometimes you're like, I know I need to do this, but I didn't do it. But when you
Right.
do it, you're like, oh, I should have did this a long time ago.
mm-hmm.
um I really really think that, to the same point of our body tells us, I
Mm-hmm.
there was a point where I would never get colds, but if I push it to a limit, like when I know I should, and when you're like, I know I shouldn't do this one extra thing and stay up late, 3 nights in a row, I'm out. And it's like, it's not even worth it,
Right.
because your body will say, sit down.
Right.
If you don't sit down, I'll make you sit down.
Praise a lot for that too, because myself and my family, myself, my husband, and my two oldest children, and my daughter. So two of my daughters and my oldest son have been fasting for Ramadan. Praise Allah. And it's been a blessing. But so I normally drink coffee like every day, and I wasn't able to get up at like 5 every morning and get coffee. That's just, sometimes I'm tired. And so it was like two or three nights in a row after we broke at like 7:45 or 7:50 something. I was drinking coffee. Like, my husband was like, and I couldn't sleep. I could not
Mm.
sleep properly. And my husband was like, have you thought of getting decaf? And I was like, I don't even know why I didn't think of that. I have no idea. I'm so used to getting my coffee a certain way because that's how I like it. I literally never even thought of decaf. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what was going through my mind. But I know by that third night, I was like, I don't even want no coffee. I just want to sleep. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
it had been broken up for like 2 nights already. And I was like, man, I probably need to drink some milk and go lay down. You know how like little children used to drink a warm glass of milk. Maybe that's
Mm-hmm.
what I need to do, because drinking this coffee is not getting it. So, but praise Allah, I learned how to fix that situation. And I think that's even important. Your sleep is important.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and my coffee thing is when I get up in the morning and I get my children together. So sometimes I'll go have my coffee in the morning, before I get them up, because I need that little boost of energy to get everybody going. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so that's one of my things that I feel like I like. It's not a absolute necessity, but it's I want to have it so that I feel more productive.
Mm-hmm.
So probably not the best thing. But sleep, your body absolutely needs sleep. It absolutely needs rest. Um and I feel like if you don't get it, you are doing such a disservice to your mind and your body.
Mm-hmm.
Like, being sleep deprived, man, that will tear you up. And
Yes.
so I understand when Sister Greer, it was like, I need to sit down. I need to lay down. I need to chill, whatever the case. I get it. I get
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a certain point where And this is the funny thing, and these are also the two differences. So your mind can keep going, but
Mhm.
at a certain point in time, your body can't. So even though your body might be resting and calm
Mm.
and laying down or whatever the case may be, your mind could still be going on 100, and you
Mhm.
try to figure out like, how do I get my mind to calm down? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And so that's where a lot of different things come in as well, like meditation and prayer, and sitting and being still. You know
Mhm.
what I mean?
Mhm.
So
Praise honor.
those are all really, really important parts of it. Praise the Lord.
When my mind is going at night, my body cannot be still, and I
Wow.
try. I really try. So what I've started doing was I get my phone and I go to YouTube and I look for thunderstorm,
Mm.
Hmm.
and I and it's like they have some that are like 10 hours long, so
Wow.
I get it, I put it on, I turn my phone over so it won't be so bright. um and there it is, I go to sleep off a good thunderstorm.
Wow.
Mm. Yeah.
Y'all try
You
that out now.
I'm gonna try it.
that whole sleep. I mean, they say though, if you are sleep deprived and you drive, it's like drunk driving, you know. So
Mm,
that sleep is extremely, extremely, it does mess with your mental state to be able to
Hmm.
make decisions. I know for me, yeah, I can go without some food and some water, but I can't go without no sleep. I'm not
Right.
mhm,
saying I can't
mhm,
keep I can't be balanced in my emotions. I'm so much more emotional. I could be cool. I could be like, even keel in my day. No sleep. I can't
Right.
do it. I can't do it. I'll shut down. I got nothing to say. I'm just
Hmm.
all I'm thinking about is I gotta get some rest. So
praise Allah.
it's interesting. It's not a question that I had, but I'm throwing it in here since we're talking about it, which is what are the things you need to be able, like sleep and other things, to take care of your physical and your mental. And I'm gonna add in your spirit. What are the things
Hmm.
you need to keep it healthy?
Wow. For me, definitely, is that sleep is definitely number one. But um, I would also say music.
Mm,
Um, there are times when I also feel like I need quiet, like I need
Mhm,
a peaceful environment. And it's funny because sometimes when I'm at home and my children get very, like, it seems like for my children, like, if after they eat dinner they get like very, very excited. They
mm,
are like running, screaming, laughing, joking, like it's a lot going on. And it's funny to me at times, but at times I'll just be like, let me go upstairs and just kind of unwind. Cause after you didn't made dinner, you didn't wash the dishes, you kind of want to watch a show or something and chill.
mhm,
They,
mhm,
they hype, they on 10. And so I just ease away instead of, stopping their fun. Cause you want them to be, you never know if they got the energy now, so they want to be hype and that might help them, that
mhm.
adrenaline or whatever is going on.
That's
So
right.
it's like, let me remove myself so I can just calm down. And sometimes I will go sit outside on my steps,
mhm,
um because I like being outside. Like I love the cold. So that's one of the things, like I absolutely love the cold. So if it's like a nice breeze, it's not like freezing, but a nice breeze, like I love to sit outside and just be by myself because it gives me time to think,
Mhm,
mhm.
mhm.
um and like plan stuff and figure stuff out. Like, man, that's like the best for me. And that's all I can really think of that helps me.
And I was going to say earlier, sisters, that when Sister Hawkins Bay was speaking of having that coffee, that's a form of me time to a lot of people.
Mhm.
Mm,
When they have that cup of coffee, that's like
Mhm.
me time. I'm not a big coffee drinker anymore, but when I do have some, it just feels, it really is a nice treat to have. Um,
Right.
one of the things for me also too is music and singing, and first being honest of what I need in that moment. You know, sometimes I know that I need to sit down, but stuff has to be done. Sister Hopkins Bay talks about I should have sat down 10 things ago. Sometimes it be 30 things ago that I should have sat down.
Mm-hmm.
When I took that one day of rest, I sat on the rest all day because I knew with the day after, the 2 days later, it's going to be right back off to the races, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and, you know, if you're not a fan of the thunderstorm, they have beach audios as well. Just want to throw that out there.
Beach. Nice.
Beach, yes, paradise.
Paradise. That's beautiful. Yeah,
That is beautiful.
I know. Um, I'll say similar. I definitely need some sleep. I do need music too. I'm a music person. Sometimes when I need to do things, I just need to be uplifted. So I listen to uplifting music. Or if there's times where I just need some energy, it will feed my spirit, listening to energy. Um, sometimes I need my time by myself, but sometimes I just need social connection for my spirit, for me
Hmm.
to reach out to a person or a friend. I have a dear friend of mine who is going through some, difficulties in health and her family. And, you know, being there for her helps fill me. I just want to, I just tell her, I'm in the background, however you want me. I could just sit with you and be quiet, but just to be able to connect with a person, with
Right.
another spirit, it feeds my soul.
Mm-hmm.
It feeds my spirit as well. So I need that. And then I think there's just also the time, the opportunity to just be. I think from the pandemic, one of the benefits for me has been we were just going, going, going. If it wasn't stuff for work, it wasn't the children's schedules, the day schedule, the night schedule, the weekend schedule. It
Mm-hmm.
was like time was just filled up and there was no time for anything else except just doing stuff. And then
Yeah.
when the pandemic hit, it was like time out. Everything stopped. And I found some peace in that. I found some peace in just finding, 30 minutes or an hour, just nothing to do. And I realized so much the value in creating that space and making that a
Mm-hmm.
priority. So now, as things are changing, I'm trying to hold on to creating that because it feels good to just have that ability to just be. The prophet speaks to you when you're still, in a still small voice. He who hears is still. And I think about that because the world will just have you busy, 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 busy. So you got to find it. You got to find a few minutes to be able to be still, just so that you can hear the message.
Right. Praise a lot. I when you was
Yes,
just talking
ma'am.
about when
Can
the
you sisters hear
pandemic
me okay?
started. Yes.
They
Hmm.
can't hear me.
Can
Okay.
we can hear you?
Praise all.
Praise Allah. When the when the pandemic started, I recall and it made me smile because it was like, yeah, you got a moment to thinking about you got a moment to sit, like literally sit still. And I think a lot of us were sitting still, but some of us were in a panic mode. And I know that can affect your mental health. And I remember me specifically going to the store. And so I was never one of those people that would stock up on so much toilet paper, like it was ridiculous. I was not that person. Like my household, we just needed toilet paper. And so I remember for like a week or two straight having to go to our local superstore here and not being able to find anything. And that created panic for me. And I was like,
Mm.
oh my gosh, this is the craziest thing. And then people selling like, because y'all know Philly is something else. People selling one roll for like $20. Like, are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. Like that created. You talk about mental health. Woo, that was stressful.
Mm-hmm. Mhm.
And that was some
Mhm.
things to work through, because it was like, people are really going through stuff. And a lot of people in the beginning were very scared and didn't know what to do. And that created a lot of mental health. That's when you realized or seen a lot more mental health situations than you knew about.
Right.
And it was like, okay, so what we gonna do? And you started to notice that if you kept listening to the news or listening to reports to this, that was affecting your mental health.
And you had
The
to shut that
shortage,
down.
shortage of food or toilet paper or skyrocketing prices, price gouging and stuff, that affected your mental health. And
Mhm.
so, of course, through that whole ordeal, um, that affected a lot of our physical health too,
Mm-hmm.
because we couldn't do much, right? We couldn't get the exercise, we couldn't get the walks, and we couldn't get the fresh air that we felt like we needed. So a lot of us were at a point where we couldn't do certain stuff. And so now it's like, praise a lot for things beginning to ease up a little bit, or restrictions beginning to lift a little bit, because now it's like you can actually move about and get some of that much needed stuff that we needed for a year and a half or 2 years, however long it was. I give high honors to my children, but children period, because um through the past 2 years, for them to have endured so much, um because a lot of people don't consider to talk to the youth, like, well, how did that affect you, or how did you feel, or you know what I mean.
Mhm.
I give high honors to my children, just because they came back to school in September and it was like they never left.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a blessing, um to know that they retained the information, but that they were, and I'm sure they were nervous in the beginning, because everybody was, but that they took the challenge head on and was able to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
Praise God.
I'm so proud of them. So proud of them. So praise Allah.
Praise God.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, what are your 5 healthy habits? You can give me more if you have some.
Hmm.
5 healthy habits. Ooh, okay. Go ahead, Sister Hopkins.
I
You
have no
ready?
idea. I drink a
I'm
lot of I do drink a lot of water.
about to say water's one for
Yeah, I drink
me.
a lot of water. So I'm split between this one, because some people might say it's not healthy, but then again, I do think it is healthy because I get a lot of exercise. So my shopping, and it's not like for clothes and stuff like that. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it's not. So shopping, either if it's for the store or for the household or for like clothes and stuff like that, that's a lot of exercise that I'm getting,
Mhm.
a lot. And I'm grateful for that. I really am, because I could be in the markets and different wholesale places for hours. So
Mm.
that's
Uh,
a blessing.
that is a healthy habit. You know why? Because you could be online ordering all that stuff,
Yeah,
opposed to being in the store doing that. So yes,
definitely.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And what else? I don't know what else. What you got, Sister Amira?
You gave me a little bit of time to think. I think, definitely the drinking of water. I've been prioritizing my sleep because I realize out of all the things physically, that's
Hmm.
like number one. So pretty important that I try at around 10:30, 11, shut it down. I
Nice.
say the other thing is, well, this is a habit that prays a little bit from the pandemic that has come. And I think I shared this with you all, but like when I'm getting up in the morning and I'm in the bathroom, getting ready and doing all that, I'll actually go and listen to the Sunday school.
Mm,
That's on our social media team. High honors to them that put it together,
that's right.
because I'm able to do what I'm doing and listen. And I don't need to listen to the whole show. I just need sometimes, 10, 15 minutes. And all I'm looking for is for Allah to speak to me through it. And I
Mm.
take that thought and try to keep that with me. And I didn't have that habit beforehand. I didn't get up, and read the Quran every day. I didn't have that built in. But I
Mhm.
really enjoy listening for a few minutes. In fact, I was just saying, it was great to see Sister Montgomery Bay, who was on last Sunday, and to hear her voice and her thoughts on there, and
Mhm.
just to hear what everyone says, and think about it, because it just, Prophet said, if I can get you to think, you can save yourself. And so I take that to help feed me. So that's been a habit I've been doing every morning to get me in the right mindset a bit. Um, that's only three. You want two more? Um,
I would definitely say, and just because you were just talking about listening to the meetings, but attending um our meetings here at Temple Number 11, like
mm-hmm.
that's a definitely a healthy habit because
Yeah.
you you need you need it. Like, and I be
Mhm.
telling my children, um, Sunday school is very, very important. And you get to exercise your five senses. And praise Allah for that, and being able to do that. And then Friday Holy Day, man, that's like for all Muslims all over the world
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
to be in unison with all the Muslims in the world, that Friday is specifically our holy day.
That's right.
What?
Mm-hmm.
That is a blessing. That is
Mm-hmm.
such a blessing. Um,
That's right.
because it gives you kind of your recharge, your spiritual recharge to keep going. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? To keep
Mm-hmm.
going. And so to me, that's it's such a blessing. And I always, and this is my own little just fact in my mind that I probably created for myself. So Friday being our holy day, right? As I said before, completely a blessing. But if you realize that back in the day, right, before you was, practicing, Friday was like a party day. Friday was like the get paid, go out somewhere you probably had no business going, go and do something probably you had no business doing. And like now for me, I would say for me personally, it's like I get to go to my holy meetings.
That's
That's
right.
Mm-hmm.
Friday night.
That's
And
right.
I'm good with that because it's
Yeah.
keeping me
Yeah.
away from that nonsense.
Yeah.
And then Sunday school is that definite to start your work week back up with the right frame of mind. um it's a blessing. It's definitely a blessing the way Allah has it set up, and I'm just grateful. So
Mm-hmm.
that's my own little thought process of how I you know work stuff out.
I love it. I love it. And you're right. I'm with you on that, because we have our, in Temple Twin, we have a Zoom. So on Friday night I can hear that, and
Hmm.
then Sunday we back on it again, and then that's how I
Hmm.
use the in between, because I can't see the national because we're doing ours. Then I can listen
Right.
to it all day. So
Mhm.
you know, feeding teach your spirit to be attentive to is good. These are all
Right.
ways that the
That's
prophet
right.
set up for us to keep us on our good.
That's
That's
right.
right.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Sister Hopkins Bay said the party was started on Friday. Mm-mm. The party on my end, the party started Thursday,
Okay.
and it didn't end till Monday.
I hear that. Pra-
So praise Allah, we
Praise
have
Allah
a
for
a
growth.
place a place to go to that is ours.
That's
Mm-hmm.
right.
You know, and it feels good to anytime I get to wrap my turban. It's a great feeling. I
That's
can't speak
right.
for nobody else, but I'm gonna assume for every sister who wraps the Morris turban, it feels good when they do so.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so my five healthy habits, I have a lot, but prayer and
Mm-hmm.
honesty. Um, I not just being honest, but being honest with Kuf.
Mm.
not tearing somebody down with honesty, because you could be mean being honest,
Right.
right? And I choose not to do that. I try to be as tactful as possible, but let it be known what it is, and boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody's going to um, like your boundaries. Not even everybody's going to respect them, and nobody has to, because they're yours and not theirs, right? But for me, I don't prostitute my principles, so I'm not gonna negotiate with my boundaries either, right? And I I have tried to be lenient with those boundaries, and it so sometimes, like, you give somebody a ride and they want to drive.
Mm.
So, I just, I had to go back to, the basics. Healthy meal plan, working with the trainer, making time for me time,
Mm-hmm.
uh, grieving or going through heartache without taking a drink. That's a healthy habit, for
True.
me. Having a professional sounding board, if anybody follows me. Sometimes you need a professional sounding board.
Yes.
There's a stigmatism about that, right? There's even a stigmatism about still visiting the other organization, 12-step organization that I belong to, right? And I know for a fact that had I not gone to that organization first, I would have never made it to this one,
Right.
because I had to start clearing out all the stuff so I
Mm-hmm.
could hear something.
Right.
Because when I joined the temple, it wasn't the first time I had walked through the door. I had been going there for months, but prior to going there steadily, I had visited a few times, but I wasn't ready. I was kind of closed to it, to be honest. I just went because I was invited, you know. But when the pain got great enough and I was open for something better, it was right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, getting rest, drinking water, um, laughing when it's funny, because I have to say this. Recently, I noticed that I was neglecting my true feelings when they came.
Mm.
Um, and grief will make you do that. Grief will make you feel like, how dare you be enjoying this moment, right?
Yeah.
Or how dare you be laughing? You just buried your mother.
Mm-hmm.
If it's funny, laugh. If you feel
Right.
good about it, feel good about it. So I learned to not do that, neglect my feelings in this process. And that's going to be one of my well, it was already a habit, but in that moment, I was neglecting my true feelings. So I'm going to make a new habit to never neglect my true feelings, no matter what state of emotions I'm in or going through. And yeah, I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to stop right there.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord. I'm gonna add one more too that you said that I agree. That's not a habit yet, but I've noticed that when I make time for laughter and joyful moments, how much I feel. And when you look at children and they make time to just play and laugh. I mean, I love a baby's laugh.
Mm-hmm.
You see it
Yes,
on social media
yes.
when you see a little toddler and you say something silly and they just giggle. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's like a real feeling giggle. They're like they are really amused about this balloon or whatever it is.
Right.
And it makes me laugh to see them
Right.
so happy.
Mm-hmm.
And I realize, as we get older, sometimes we the joy, gets sucked out somewhere. And
Mm-hmm.
the prophet says when we toil, this hope and love brings back that joy. And it made me really start to reframe recently about when am I purposefully creating moments where I can have that back? You
Mm-hmm.
know, is it watching a silly movie? Is it, looking at old videos with the children, that made them laugh, or just watching them play?
Mhm.
Or, Sister Grill, you do the jokes, make me look at the joke, take time to it, because, the prophet said he wanted his Moors to be happy and have and enjoy each other too. And so finding those moments, because I just think sometimes we get so serious. Everything's so
Right.
serious. Everything's so heavy. I got a load
Yeah.
on my back. And I don't think the prophet intended us to have that like that. I think he wanted his Moors to be happy. And he wanted us all to find that love and that joy. When you say the word love, it doesn't feel heavy, you know?
Right.
And so that's one that I've acknowledged that I need to create a habit around that. I don't have an answer to it, but I
Mhm.
definitely feel the difference when I can just, enjoy something and smile
That's right. That's
and
right.
laugh. We need it.
Praise Allah.
Praise a lot. I'll add one quickly too. Um, because my sister Reverend Obey was talking, I'm like, that sounds like love. Like, creating that, trying to create the habit of learning to love instead of to hate. Um, I think at times we say that, like, so many people say it, and it's like, that you're supposed to love without judgment or
Hmm.
treatment or whatever the case may be. But I think you have to, like, you gotta dig into that.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like, you really gotta dig into that and feel like, I'm just gonna love this person just because. They
Hmm.
might not love me, they may not be nice to me, they might not, you know, feel the same way, and that's okay. And I am learning that as a person who serves the public every day. I think that is an important lesson to learn,
Mhm.
and to have that knowledge of, um, man is truth and falsehood strangely mixed. And so there are times when you are going to get that harsh, brashness, that harshness, that brashness, that meanness, that inconstancy,
Mm.
that misery. You're gonna get those characteristics in some of our brothers and sisters' human behavior. And I think that when you are working on learning to love instead of hate and making that a healthy habit of your, so habits are things that we do daily. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? When you make that a part of you, you are you are learning how to deal with those situations better and better, so that you don't want it to be a trigger for you. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? And being completely honest, at times some people's other people's dispositions and attitudes can trigger something within you.
Hmm.
Um, but being able to say, you know what, they may be having, because I think we go through those empathetic feelings, and we
Hmm.
like, they may be going through something today.
Mhm.
They may have had something happen. Like, we don't know. You never know someone else's story.
Mhm.
And so I feel like it's just a blessing to have the lessons, because don't know. Everybody don't know about, the prophet and the Morris Science Temple of America, and we can't assume that they do. But guess what? By you being that example, you are demonstrating the possibilities of man. You're demonstrating that, because they can come to you with such a harsh vibration, and just by the smile and the tone of your voice can change the whole situation around. And that
So.
is an example of learning to love instead of hate. It
Praise
really is.
Allah.
Mhm.
You're right. Hmm.
Praise Allah.
As you were speaking, I was thinking of other healthy habits, and making a speedy reparation should definitely be one of them.
Mm.
I was having some issues with my freezer, and the guys had been out here 3 times already, and you know, it's unfortunate that the the property managers, They rather pay contractors over and over and over and over again, opposed to just getting a new refrigerator in here. That's another story.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy was coming out again, and I told him he couldn't come because I had to travel home, right? So I get a call from the property manager, and she's talking with a high pitch. So now I'm irritated because I'm in it's all fresh. What I just experienced was just really fresh. And she's talking with this high pitch and nigga, the money came over there, you ain't know. And I said, listen, I gotta go bury my mother. And I told him I'll get with him when I come back. And I probably said some other things, but I know that I didn't say it in a decent way. I didn't cuss, I didn't do none of that, but I know I was probably real ugh. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So once the smoke cleared a little bit, I had to call her and apologize
Mm-hmm.
to her. And she says, no, she didn't even feel no way about it, but I did,
Right.
you know? And if I feel I've wronged someone or talked ugly to someone, and let me just say that even in the worst pain, there is no excuse.
Mm-hmm.
And I explained to her, it wasn't nothing personal. Trust me, it was just pain that made me come at you that way. But I still need to apologize for it because I was out of pocket. And she said, she thanked me for calling her. And we made another appointment to get this refrigerator fixed. So making a speedy reparation should be definitely a healthy practice,
That's
habit.
right. Definitely.
All right, anyone got another question? We got time for another one?
We sure do. We got one more question. Who has one?
Did you get to ask one, Sister Reverend Bay?
I didn't. I asked. I went off the cuff and asked the
Okay,
question,
well,
but
go ahead.
okay. Want me to do another one? Okay, I'll
Mm-hmm.
do the one I prepared so y'all know. Where do you learn, or where have you learned to heal your health? How did you learn how to do that? How did you? Oh, go ahead, Sister Greer. She's smiling.
In the Morrish Temple of America.
Mm,
It's just that simple, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I realized that um, heaven is not a place to get to, that I can have a heaven or hell right here on earth, and I'm a creator. I remember when I first heard that at the temple, I was like, I wasn't a member yet. I was just visiting, and I had
mm-hmm.
a Quran in my hand, and I was like, "What page is that?" When I heard, "What page y'all on?" I wanted to see that. Like, what?
Right.
What? I'm the creator. Like my happiness depends on me solely, nobody else. I can't blame nobody else for not being happy. I can't give nobody else the glory for me being happy. It's me, right? So, knowing that everything I need for me starts with me, really, I can't even express how it helped me uh, develop this life I have right now,
Mm,
right? Opposed to the life I had 11 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know
mm,
what I'm saying? Uh, praise Allah for caring enough about me that
Mm-hmm.
I could walk into 732 Webster Street and hear what I heard. That's exactly where I learned from the Prophet, from his teachings. I'm
mm,
responsible for me. Nobody else is. Praise
mm.
Allah.
Praise
Praise
Allah.
God. I'll just briefly say, so my healthy habits started with my grandmom and then my mom. Um, and then, when you go through life, you take a little bit of each, thing that you've experienced or been through, and you learn from that. And so
Mhm,
I just remember, back in the day, my mom and my grandma taking care of me, different cuts and scrapes because I used to be doing stuff I had no business doing. But then
You too?
in my adulthood, um, definitely the Moorish Science Temple of America. I
Yeah,
will
yeah.
I will say this: the Moorish Science Temple of America taught me how to be a Moorish American Muslim woman,
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
mother. Um, it taught me how to be me.
mhm.
And I love how it tells you the things about yourself that you don't want to admit. I love that because
Mm-hmm.
it's like, oh, if anybody gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you, and it's like, wow, praise Allah. So yeah, definitely, my mom, my grandmom, and the more science of America, praise Allah.
And I would say real quick that when you think about it, when I think about it, the Morris Science Temple of America reinforced all those things we learned long time ago, but we
Mhm.
thought it was some sort of ugh,
Right,
like it was like a drag to wash dishes. I'm probably the only person whose parents made them wash dishes before they put them in the dishwasher. I used to
Mm.
despise that, right? But if I had a dishwasher, I would be washing them and putting them in the dish, be washing and putting in the dishwasher.
right.
So yeah,
My sister-in-law does that, by the way. I don't know if she's watching, but she does that. And I used to be looking at her like, what are you doing? Why do you have this expensive machine? But praise the Lord, I get it. I get it now.
Speaking of, yeah, I remember very clearly when my mother did not get a dishwasher. And I was like, why can't we get a dishwasher? Because I knew other friends had one. And she said, I do have one. It's your
you.
hands. I
Wow.
was like, and when I left, she got a dishwasher. I always remember that. And I remember I was
Mm,
like, well, I'm ready to make up enough money. I'm gonna make sure I have a dishwasher. So I
Wow.
think it's funny with the
Mhm.
dishwasher. Um, I'm gonna say for me, who has taught me, I want to give honors to my parents. I was raised in the temple, and I'm blessed for that. And in them just instilling and pounding in the truth. We talk about Friday nights. I remember people going on Friday nights, and I was like, please, can I go out to this party on a Friday night? And they're like, the party's at 349 Baker Street, Brooklyn, New York, Temple 21. That's where your party is.
Wow.
mm-hmm.
And then you get older and it's like, well, you make those choices and you turn right back around. You live and experience. You do it. I did it. Went out, and then I was like, no, actually, I'd rather be right here because there was some stuff happening the last time at that other party,
Islam,
and Allah protected me. I'm not in it, but
Islam.
Mhm.
um,
That's right.
so that brought me right back to the roots. But I have to give honors to them. I have to give honors to the Moors that I've been surrounded with, because
Amen.
Allah speaks to man through man.
Hmm.
When we go to that Friday night in the Moorish Sub of America, Allah speaking to you. You are blessed to hear ministers speak to you and speak to exactly what's going on for you, and they don't even need to know what's happened. They don't even need to know the details. And so I
Hmm.
feel there's healing from that for my spirit,
Mm-hmm.
and of course the temple. Um, but Allah works through us, and
That's
that's the
right.
beauty of being in the temple is that you're aware of that. You know
That's right. That's
that the
right.
stranger that today who has said, "You okay?" I said, "Yeah, I am," but I really wasn't. I was, trying to do something that she didn't have to say no. That was Allah just making me realize, like, it's okay. Take
Yeah.
a minute,
Yeah.
pause. But He spoke through a stranger, and I would not have known that that was Allah if it wasn't for these teachings, and
That's
that's
right.
the blessing. You said it's a great deal about we're creators. We make our own. And it
Mm.
makes me think about the prophet says here, the only devil from which man must be redeemed
It's so.
is self,
Yourself.
the
Mm.
lower self. And if man will find his devil, he must look within. His
His
name
name
is
is self.
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 If man
Praise
want to find
Allah.
his savior, he must look within. And when the demon self has been dethroned, the savior
Islam,
love
sister.
will be exalted to the throne of power. And so, when I think about that, it's like loving myself enough to take care of myself
That's
will
right.
take you out of that.
That's
You
right.
gotta love
That's right.
yourself. You gotta hold on, and don't diminish the powers that Allah gave us to
Yes,
take
mom.
care and create that heaven on earth.
Mm.
You want it, you can create it. You might gotta make some different decisions,
That's right.
but you can create it.
That's
Anyway, I know we are out of time. Any last thoughts before we close it up this evening, sisters?
right.
Islam. I'm just really excited that we will be back in Temple on Sunday. I am so excited about that. It's been a long time, like March 13th, 2020 was the last time I was in Temple. I am so excited.
Praise Allah. Praise Allah.
Praise
And if you're
Allah.
watching, come to Sunday school, Moors. Peace.
Praise
Praise
Allah.
Allah. That's
This
right.
high
Right.
honors to all of y'all. Praise Allah.
Praise Allah.
Praise Allah. Well, as we end up and wrapping up our show today, as the sister mentioned, there are some temples that could be locally near you that are opening up. If you go to our website, you will find out where they are. But always there will still be our Sunday school and our Holy Day meeting online. So you can find some place in person, or you can find some place online to get your more, I call it juice up for the week.
That's
Get
right.
your gas tank filled back up. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, if you missed it, Universal Love was on last night. You can go back on Facebook and YouTube and watch it again. Next week, Sakara Sacred Healing will be on a Wednesday. Like I mentioned, Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Sunday School, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. You can find it right back here on Facebook or YouTube. And in 2 weeks, you will have Girl Talk, Real Talk, Morse Talk. And we are going to have our last show. So you better come back and check us out, because there's going to be lots of great stuff that we're going to be talking about. Thank you, viewers, and have a wonderful evening. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.